Should I memorize songs or solos to get better at guitar? Is that necessary for someone to have to sit down and learn a song from beginning to end or solo from beginning to end to get better at their instrument?
That's a great question. So, should you memorize songs? Should you learn songs? If I have to give a blanket answer, yes, of course. But again, not for the reasons that you probably think. So there's two components to this. The question in general is, should I learn songs? Should I learn and memorize songs and solos to get better at guitar? Now, I'm going to assume that in that question, it sounds like the person is asking a little bit about, do I have to? Do I have to sit down and learn songs and learn solos and things like that? So there's a big distinction that I want to make here, is that whatever you play on the guitar, in fact, let me tell you a little story, and that will illustrate my point. So I used to be really into BB King when I was growing up. When I was in high school, I used to listen to a lot of blues. Got into BB King, of course, and I would watch interviews of BB King. I would read articles about BB King, and I would. Um, you still here with me, Rock?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought our screen froze there for a second. Um, so I would watch videos about BB King. I would read articles, and he would always talk about like the people that he learned from. And one of the guys' names was Stanley Jordan. He was a trumpet player. And B.B. King said, I used to learn from Stanley Jordan, listening to records and copying the musical ideas that he had. And I thought that to be able to play like B.B. King, I thought that I needed to go learn from Stanley Jordan. And I needed to go learn from the people that B.B. King learned from,
Hmm.
because that's the path, right? Only later did I find out, after a few years of trying to do that and being frustrated, because like I don't really want to learn Stanley Jordan tunes. Like I don't really like that music that much, right? So I went from the mindset of I have to do this thing to realizing that, oh, actually what I should do is do exactly what BB King did in terms of just learning whatever inspired him, learning whatever he had fun with, like whatever was fun to play, sit down and play. So that's rule number one. If there's some music that inspires you, that you like, that you want to be able to play, that you want to be able to just sit down and jam to, learn it. Like that's rule number one, or I don't want to say rule necessarily, but that's thing number one, that you should really only do stuff, in my opinion, that's fun. Like, why play Mary Had a Little Lamb just because your teacher told you to? You don't have fun doing that. You're probably not going to learn that much doing it. It's going to be frustrating all the way around. Just no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do anything. So rule number one is to have fun. The second thing is about learning songs and learning other people's solos is, number one, if it sounds cool to you and if it's fun, if it's inspiring to you, makes you want to play it, then yes, it's absolutely useful. And the reason it's absolutely useful is the exact same reason that it's useful to read books or to watch movies, because you get new ideas. You get new ideas that you haven't had yet, that other people have had. And what I mean when it comes to music is musical ideas. So, for example, you can listen to an Eric Clapton song and you can enjoy it, right? But when you try to play, like let's say Wonderful Tonight, for example, when you try to play that little solo part at the beginning, you will learn some little tools and techniques, or you will learn some little musical ideas or phrasing that you wouldn't have naturally played. And a lot of people get stuck in a rut of playing the same old stuff or sounding the same. This is one way out of that, that you can learn what other people are doing and expand your library, so to speak, expand your repertoire. The thing is, the point of this is not to memorize songs and solos for the sake of memorizing them. It's to be able to play it, add your own style to it, and uh, to be able to essentially take the musical ideas that they created, right, and add them to your backpack, add them to your quiver of arrows, so to speak, so you can expand your own musical palette. So that's why I would say, in general, learning songs and solos is definitely useful, 100%. Just like reading books. If you never read books, or if you never read any books at all, you're just left to your own thinking, more or less. So to expand your musical thinking, of course, learn stuff that you like and that inspires you and that's fun for you to play. Outside of that, there's nothing, in my opinion, that you have to learn, or there's nothing that you should learn just because, and you have to sit down and discipline yourself and go through it just because. It's not how it
Mhm.
works. Do what you want to do.
Yeah, it reminds me of this quote that I heard. It was an interview, I believe, of John Mayer. Love him or hate him, he's a talented guitar player.
Yeah,
and they said, "How did you, create your style?" And he said, "Well, my style is a poor imitation of my favorite musicians."
exactly.
And so that's
Yeah, that's it.
you create your style by, like, you can learn some different techniques and tips and riffs and things from other guys, and you just blend them together, right? That's what BB King did. That's what John Mayer did. I'm sure there's a whole plethora of guitar players who've done something similar to that.
I would say they all did that, right? I don't think
Yeah.
there's another way. I mean, that's kind of the only way to do it. Especially like all the old, classic rock guys, they'll all say like I learned from listening to so and so's records. I just listened to these
Mhm.
records and I copied what I was hearing. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's the way.
That's awesome. If you're watching this on YouTube and you aren't subscribed already, I think this is a perfect time for you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you see us every time we launch a new video, a new Q&A, some new content, some new backing tracks and things like that. We want you to be part of our YouTube community as well as the Breakthrough Guitar community.